Okay, so today we're going to be solving two-step inequalities. So remember, solving inequalities is very similar to solving an equation, except, again, if the coefficient's negative, change the direction of the inequality sign. So remember, we have to flip it when the coefficient is negative. So we're still going to use inverse operations to isolate the variable, and then at the end, we're going to flip the symbol if the coefficient's negative. Directions. Simplify each inequality, then graph it on the number line at the right. So this is a two-step inequality, so we want to get rid of the minus 8, which is the constant, by adding 8. So these go away, and we're left with 5x is greater than 35. And then we're going to divide each side by 5, because this is 5 times x, and the opposite's dividing. And we're going to get x is greater than 7. So we do not flip, because the coefficient is not negative. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to do an open circle on 7, because it's not or equal to, and all values greater than 7 are to the right. So it says, give a value for x that makes it true. So you could have picked 8 or anything greater than 7. So if you remember interval notation, you could have picked anything greater than 7 to positive infinity with parentheses around it. Okay? The next question says, negative 16 is greater than 2a plus 10. So again, we're going to do inverse operations. So we're going to get rid of the constant by subtracting 10. Those go away. And negative 16 minus 10 is negative 26 is greater than 2a. We're going to divide each side by 2. And we're going to get negative 13 is greater than a. Again, we did not flip because the coefficient's not negative. So we're going to go over here. We're going to do an open circle on negative 13. And we're actually going to do the opposite of what we see because the variable's not first. So if negative 13 is greater than a, that means that a must be less than negative 13. So if we want to put the variable first, we've got to flip the symbol. So we're going to shade to the left here. Okay? And then it says give a value for a that makes it true. So a value that's less than negative 13 would be negative 15. And if you think about interval notation, you want to pick anything from negative infinity to negative 13, and with parentheses because of the open circle. Okay, so anything in that range. Remember, with the interval notation, you always write at least to greatest. Okay, so this next example is the first example where the coefficient is negative because of the negative 1/2. So again, we're still going to solve it like a two-step equation, except now since it's an inequality with a negative coefficient, we've got to flip the symbol. So we're going to add 3. We're going to add 3, and we're going to get negative 1/2 y is less than negative 12. And to get rid of the negative 1/2, we're going to multiply by negative 2 over 1, which is the reciprocal. We're going to do that on both sides. And we're going to get y is, now we're going to flip, greater than, and negative 12 times negative 2 is positive 24. So y is greater than 24. So we're going to go over here. We're going to do an open circle on 24 because 24 is not included, and we're going to shade to the right. Okay? So it says, which of the following would be considered a solution to the inequality? Select all that apply. So we want to pick all values that are greater than 24. So greater than 24, we don't want to pick negative 12 or negative 24 or 0 or negative 3 or negative 76. So we're going to pick 25 and 41. And we can further verify that because 25 and 41 are in this shaded area because they're greater than 24. Negative 55 again is over here. So give a value for y that makes it true. You could have said 25 or 41, or why not any other number in that solution set, such as 30. Okay, so again, you want to think of all numbers between greater than 24 to infinity with parentheses around it. Okay, go ahead and turn the page. All right, so now we're looking at number 4. Number 4 reads negative 12 is greater than negative 2x plus 12. Again, so we want to use inverse operations. So we're going to subtract 12, subtract 12. These go away because they're opposites. And we're left with negative 24 is greater than negative 2x. So we're going to divide each side by negative 2 because that's the opposite of multiplying. And we're going to get 12 is less than x because, again, the coefficient's negative. So we had to flip the symbol. It started with greater and now it's less. So we're going to go over here. 12, open circle. And since the variable's not first, we can rewrite it. So if we do rewrite it so that the variable is first, we got to flip it again. So x must be greater than 12. That's going to be to the right. And so now it says, which of the following would be considered a solution to the inequality? Select all that apply. So you're going to pick all values that are greater than 12. So that's going to be 13 and 24. And so if you put 13 and 24 in this original inequality, you can see that 12 is smaller than 13 and 12 is smaller than 24. Okay, make sure we didn't miss any here. Greater than 12. And we're all set. So those two. Okay? All right. This next one reads, negative 7 plus m divided by 2 is greater than or equal to 4. So again, we're going to do inverse operations. So we're going to add 7. We're going to add 7. We're going to get m over 2 is greater than or equal to 7 and 4 is 11. And remember, the coefficient is 1/2. So 1 divided by 2, the opposite is to multiply by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal here is 2 over 1, 2 over 1. We do not flip here because the coefficient, the number with the variable, is not negative, and 11 times 2 is 22. So m must be greater than or equal to 22. So I'm going to pick 25. Go over here to 22. Now we need a closed circle on 22 to show that it's included, that 22 could be an answer. So I could have picked 22 here as well. And then all values greater than or equal to, they're going to be to the right. So if you think about your interval notation, 22 or more. 22 or more. So 22 to positive infinity. Okay? Now, this next inequality has the distributive property. So to simplify it, you're going to want to first distribute and then solve it like a two-step. So we want to distribute the negative 2 here to the n term and to the negative 5 term. So negative 2 times n is negative 2n. And then negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. And so now that we distributed, we have a two-step. So we're going to subtract 10, which is the constant. And we're going to be left with negative 2n is less than or equal to negative 18. And then negative 2 times n, the opposite's dividing. So we're going to divide each side by negative 2, which means the coefficient's negative. So we're going to flip. And negative 18 divided by negative 2 is going to be positive 9. So n is greater than or equal to 9. Again, we flipped because of the negative coefficient. So we need a closed circle on 9, and all values greater than or equal to 9 are going to be to the right. So which of the following would be considered a solution to the inequality? Select all that apply. So we're going to pick 9 here because it's greater than or equal to. We're going to pick 17, and we're going to pick 36 because it's greater than or equal to. So these numbers here, they would all be in this area, which is not shaded. Okay, so if we think about interval notation here, remember it's 9 included to positive infinity. Okay? All right. Oh, did I miss some down here? Oh yeah, looks like we also need to circle 14 because 14 is in that shaded area and it's greater than 9. However, negative 76 isn't. So the correct answers are 9, 17, 36, and 14. Okay, so if we go ahead and turn the page, I want you now to try 7. So let me go ahead and highlight. Here, I want you to try 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on your own. Okay, so I want you to try this next page on your own. So again, that was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 on your own. And then we will do this page together after Thanksgiving. Okay? If you do finish the previous page though, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and you have some extra time, you can start to look at 13, 14, 15, and 16, but we'll go ahead and do those after Thanksgiving. All right? Good luck.